going on, and welcome back to another episode of How Do You Compare? Last time we went over the dribbling challenge and saw just how good you need to be at dribbling to be a grand champ. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out. If you're not familiar with this series, basically what I do is I get 4 grand champs and analyze how they do on certain tasks. Last time it was the dribbling challenge, so we took a look at how GCs did on that. This time it's going to be all about aerial control. So to measure this, I told these 4 GCs to do their best on this particular workshop map called Speed Jump Rings 1 by DMC. But there's a lot more technicalities to it than that, so let me just cover those real quick. In this map, your goal is to fly through all the rings one by one to the end of the course. Each ring you go through gives you a fixed amount of boost depending on what mode you're in. There's 4 modes, the easiest gives you 100 boosts and the hardest gives you 40. And in this video I told the players to do the hardest mode. Also, these players have never seen this map before, so I let them run all the way through it twice with unlimited boost just to get a feel for it. Then they had their 10 attempts to see how good they could do. Okay, you got it? Let's see how they held up. Here is GC number 1. Now before we analyze this, I'm just warning you, this was a pretty bad performance from a GC. So if you do better than this guy, you may have better aerial control than him, but that doesn't make you a better player all around. Sorry, I couldn't let your egos get too big from watching this guy. Anyway, in his first few attempts, he didn't even make it to the first structure. I don't know what his deal was, but he wasn't using his momentum to his advantage like he should have. I thought every GC would have known this by now, but I guess that means there's room for improvement. So at the first structure, he struggled a little bit, but finally passed it on his second to last attempt. And honestly, it was kinda lucky too. He bounced off that ring there at the bottom and it helped him go a bit farther. And on his last attempt, he got stuck on one of the rings and tried to cheese his way over to the next one, but it didn't exactly work out. So on his best run, he got to ring 48. GC number 2 fortunately did a lot better. Straight off the bat, you can already tell his card control is way more collected. On just his second attempt, he already beat GC number 1. But his first few attempts still weren't that good for him, struggling on the first structure mainly. He made it to the last structure 3 different times and failed in the same area on all 3. But on his best run, he got to 147 rings. That's like 100 better than GC number 1. Here is GC number 3. He had a decent start until he realized that he wasn't using his boost efficiently enough and he ran out at the first structure. On almost every single attempt, he made it to the first structure but couldn't get past it. Similar to GC number 1, he couldn't use his momentum to his advantage as well, but his overall control seemed way more collected. On his last attempt, he finally got past the first structure and got a total of 89 rings. Lastly, we have GC number 4. Yeah, that's me. So I started off really well, I made it to almost the last structure, but then I touched the edge of a ring and screwed up. But on pretty much all my attempts, I was consistently making it to the end there. You can really see the difference in my attempts was that I was going a lot faster than the others, only slowing down for the sharp turns. Although there's no timer, it's still important that you go fast when you can so that you can keep your momentum. It at least worked for me because I was consistently making it to the end almost every single time. I never did complete the whole map, but my best run was 148 rings and I got it twice. Take that, GC number 2. So that's about it. How did you guys do on this course? What rank are you and how did you measure up to these grand champs? Let me know in the comments. Also guys, at the time of me recording this, we are like 6 subs off of 100. We're so close. So if you can hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Let's try and get to 100 with this video. If you want to check out some of my other videos, they are on screen now, so I hope you enjoy. Other than that, thank you for watching.